So you need to write a research paper? You've come to the right place. It takes seconds to write a research paper. First, select a topic. In the initial stages, your topic will guide your research like a rudder guides a ship. When you have a deadline to meet, this will help you stay focused and on course. Attempting to move past this stage without a carefully chosen topic would be like trying to sail across the ocean on a ship without a rudder. You can imagine if you were trying to do so, the wind and the tide would carry you aimlessly about, and you'd never reach your intended destination. Often, your topic is determined in the action items of your assignment. Be sure to read the instructions carefully to make sure that you have a clear idea of what the assignment is asking you to do before moving on to the next step. It is often useful to underline key words in the assignment to help you determine exactly what your research focus should be. Once you have selected a topic, take time to explore and evaluate your resources. Start with the library. You'll find numerous resources there to help you navigate to some of the best materials available for your research paper. In addition to library databases, books, journals, CDs, DVDs, magazines, and tapes, you will also be sure to find a courteous and knowledgeable librarian who can help you on your quest. Refer back to the key words you determined at the Select a Topic stage. These keywords can be helpful when you are searching an online database to locate research resources. When a ship captain keeps a careful log, the rewards are many. Taking good notes and carefully recording your sources will make it easy to revisit information later if you need to. Keeping your notes and sources organized will save a lot of time and frustration. You might want to create a document with a list of all the articles or books you have consulted. Include page numbers and a brief summary of the kind of information you found in each source. As your research journey progresses, you may find it necessary to revisit these sources. This list will also prevent you from revisiting the same resource more than once. Also, when you've finished your paper, the list will be a valuable resource when you compile your references. Taking notes from your resources is an important skill to develop. 4 tips to improve the efficacy of your notes are: review your topic and either have in mind or write down the main concepts and/or ideas before you start taking notes. While taking notes, don't write too much. Only record main ideas, important facts, and the essence of what you're looking for. Leave out all unnecessary details. Make sure you identify the necessary details for each research resource. For example, author, title, year of publication, and page number. It can be time-consuming and frustrating to find this information after you've left the library or closed your web browser when it comes time to write up your paper. Get organized and stay organized. Take notes in a format that will be easy to access later on. If you take notes on note cards, be sure to clearly label each card so that you know at a glance what the information on each card relates to. If you take notes on 8.5 by 11 sheets of paper, use a separate one for each subtopic, like you would with note cards. And just like you would with note cards, clearly label each one. Also, keep in mind that, like treasure maps, not all resources can be trusted. Much of the information on the Internet, some magazines, and even some books may seem to provide valid and trustworthy information, but be sure to carefully evaluate each and every source. Ask yourself, is this a source that's trusted and respected in academic circles? Is it biased? Is it current? For all academic research papers, use only scholarly academic sources that have undergone a peer review or that you know are valid and trustworthy. After you've thoroughly explored a sufficient number of sources, evaluated their academic viability, taken careful notes, and organized your research, you'll need to determine and settle on what your contention or thesis will be. A contention or thesis is the position you argue and prove in your paper. It's the whole premise of your paper. If someone were to ask you what your research paper is about, you could answer in one sentence, and that sentence would be your thesis. Your thesis serves as the foundation of the structure of your research paper. All points and subpoints should directly support your thesis. If a statement you make in your paper does not support your thesis in some manner, or worse, contradicts it, you either need to drop the statement or modify your thesis. Because the thesis plays such an important role in the development of your research paper, you need to be sure to word it carefully. The unity and coherence of your paper will be determined to a great degree by your thesis. The wording you decide on for your thesis can make it easier or more difficult to support your arguments. If the topic is like a rudder of a ship, then we could say that the thesis is like the captain. It's the captain who sets the course and steers the rudder to get you to your desired destination. So when crafting your thesis, give it sufficient attention and consideration. In effect, you're choosing the captain of your ship. If you've researched your topic carefully, you should be able to write your thesis. Attempting to write your thesis before completing a reasonable amount of research and note-taking will be more difficult. How can you form an opinion about something you haven't thoroughly researched? How can you expect to reach your destination safely if your ship's captain is not provided with a seaworthy vessel, a good rudder being of the most importance? Once you're confident that your thesis works, you'll need to create an outline. The outline is like the skeleton of the paper. It forms the framework you'll add the content and details to. Without a logical structure, your paper might seem rather weak and flimsy. It won't be able to stand up to close scrutiny. A common way to write an outline is to start with your thesis at the top of your paper. Under your thesis, write Roman numeral 1, Roman numeral 2, and Roman numeral 3. Each of these will serve as a paragraph or main points that support your thesis. Under each Roman numeral, you can write the capital letter A and B. Each of these will be individual points or sentences that will make up each paragraph. They serve as subpoints that support each main point. Numerals can be added beneath each letter as needed. If you need to add sentences or additional subpoints, this method of outline creation can include further subcategories and subpoints by using lowercase letters, numerals with parentheses, and so on. After the initial rough outline is complete, you can begin thinking about what to write for your introduction and conclusion. The introduction should serve the purpose of introducing your thesis. Your conclusion should briefly summarize your main points and reinforce your thesis. You can also begin to think about transitions for each paragraph, so your paper has a logical flow, with each point being tied to the others. We call this phase negotiating a draft. Keep in mind for your first draft, you don't need to be overly critical of precise word choice. Your primary goal at this point will be to get everything roughed in. Don't be too particular about word choice during this stage. Just get the words on paper. Another key step in negotiating your draft is using your sources effectively and correctly. Writing a research paper is not a collage or a patchwork quilt of other people's ideas that you simply reassemble in your work. It is important to remember that the bulk of your paper should consist of your own original ideas and thoughts. It's only when you need to add support to your argument that you should use your sources. In other words, an effective and well-written research paper should be a synthesis of your own thoughts and ideas that you borrow from your sources. The most common way to integrate the source material into your paper is to paraphrase it, that is, to restate in your own words. One good way of paraphrasing a key concept or idea is to read the concept, take notes, and then imagine you were trying to explain the idea to a friend, work colleague, or family member. When you think you have your explanation clear, write it down. You should find that the concept is now expressed in your own words, not in the words of the original author. As an additional benefit, you will also find that you can recall more of what you have read if you use this strategy, so you may want to use this information in other contexts, maybe impress your boss at the next meeting at work. Just remember that even when you paraphrase, you are still responsible for giving credit to the source of the ideas that you have put in your own words. To do this, you must follow the APA citation guidelines. This will involve an in-text citation after each paraphrased idea, and a reference page with an entry for each citation. Of course, if there are facts and figures that you need to include to back up a statement or assertion, these facts and figures must be quoted exactly as they appear in the original source. You might want to use a direct quote when the effect of the original language will be lost in a paraphrase. Again, just like a paraphrase, you are obligated to correctly cite the quoted material according to APA citation guidelines. For more information on the correct use of APA, please visit the writing guides on the SLC website at the following link. You may find you need to do more research while you're writing the outline. Don't be afraid to revisit previous steps to make your argument stronger. This stage of the process may require several drafts. During review and edits, you may even find a modification in the overall structure necessary. Don't hesitate to make the needed corrections to word choice and flow. A thorough approach to the edit, draft, final stage will mean smooth sailing for your readers. Their journey will be more pleasurable, and they'll be more likely to arrive at the intended destination. In other words, they'll understand what you're saying. After you're satisfied with the initial rough draft, you'll need to document your resources through a properly formatted reference page. Be certain you cite all your sources faithfully using APA guidelines. Now you're ready to submit your paper for review. You might think of this as the time you take to proofread it. You might also have someone else read it. Reading it out loud will help you identify awkward passages. What we see and what we hear is processed in different portions of the brain. Reading your paper aloud will include more of your brain in the review process. By carefully analyzing how things are stated, you can improve upon the unity, coherence, and sound argument of your paper. This is a more thorough examination of the finer points, details, and word choice. You've already dealt with the edit draft stage, but you may find it beneficial to revisit that stage once again. You may also find you need to double back and revisit a previous step in the process all over again. After careful reviews and edits, you'll eventually be satisfied that your thesis is well supported. It takes hard work, honest analysis, and willingness to listen to the constructive criticism of others to come up with a well-written research paper. By following these steps, you can be sure your research paper will be a seaworthy vessel, capable of withstanding the storms of scrutiny and criticism that may arise.